Hi guys. If you are angry, I am sorry. I've not been here in a long time. I am sorry. Don't be angry. What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Madam doing. How are you guys? It's been so long. How are you doing? How is everything? How's life? Life has been busy over here. Anyway, so I just wanted to get into today's video fast so that I've already offended you people by not being on this channel for long. So what I'm going to do today is going to be according to you would have known from the title of this video. So I'm going to give you the gist of my first year in secondary school, GSS1, junior secondary school 1, for those of us that are in Nigeria and understand it. Also, I'll be doing my makeup as I give you the gist, so that it's not like I'm just sitting down and talking. Feel me? This is not a makeup tutorial video, so I've done my skin prep, I've color corrected, I've done everything. I'll just start with foundation and go straight to the point so that I don't waste time. All right, so I hope you enjoy this video because it's been so long. Ever since I left GSS1, I've always wanted to tell this story, so I think this is an avenue to tell the story. So let's get right into the video. So some people know, people that are close to me of course know that I went to a public school in GSS1. Yeah, so I went to a public school. The name of the secondary school is St. James Grammar School in Oshogbo. For people that are from Osun State or people that grew up in Oshogbo, Osun State, they will know St. James Grammar School. So that's why I did my GSS1, and I'm not even going to lie, that first year was like the most interesting year I had in secondary school. Mind you, in GSS1, that GSS1 was the only year I spent in that school. Yeah, honestly, I believe that if they had left me in that school to graduate, my life would have taken a completely different turn. I'm not even capping, right? So my GSS1 was very, very chaotic, right? It was chaotic. You would not believe that I used to fight. I fought a lot in GSS1, guys. I was learning boxing. I was learning boxing. I was fighting. Practically everybody knew me in that school, right? SS3 students, they knew me. They were always settling fight between me and one of my classmates because, one way or the other, somebody was going to offend me. Yeah, so, and I did not know anything, guys. Hey, God. I believe that at the time it was only dust that was in my head. I'm not even capping, for real. I think it was only dust that was in my head. If anybody ever told me then that I was going to be very good in Yoruba the way I am now, I would be like, are you kidding? Because I remember where I sat. I was in GSS1A, first class, right? I remember where I sat when I was in GSS1. Yeah, my foundation is taking off. Don't be angry. Don't forget that this is not a makeup tutorial video. Where I sat, and I remember one our Yoruba teacher at the time. I remember she was teaching us Yoruba and I did not even understand anything. I did not understand vowel sounds in Yoruba and I did not get it. Like I did not get it. Okay, so there was this thing maybe every day. I don't remember if it was every day or I think it was every Friday. Some people will come together, they dragged me there. Me, that was a troublemaker. And then we'll be praying, we'll be singing like CNS people. I remember one girl that actually attended CNS at the time, and then people will now be going into realms and be speaking in tongues. I'm like, me, cause trouble. That one went. With this person that attended CNS, right, that was always speaking in tongues, I fought a lot with this person many times. I think that was how we even got close, because our senior settled fight. Also, another one was football. Guys, I learned how to play football. I was playing football, so when something happened that made me stop playing football at the time, right? So we all went for training. For training. It was also a Friday after school, because in Nigeria, I don't know if it's like that in other countries, on Fridays students leave school on time, like 1 p.m. So this Friday, because of that, every Friday was our trainings, right? Was our football trainings. And then this Friday something happened. Somebody had stolen somebody's money or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, it was money. Somebody had stolen somebody's money, right? And they said, oh, we could not leave. This was 2005 anyway, so we were not born then. Say excuse me, ma. Say thank you, ma. Anyway, so somebody had stolen somebody's money and they were looking for it. So they said that they should search everybody's bags, and then I started crying. I started crying that, oh my God, what is this? Who stole somebody's money? Yada yada yada. I was crying. That's how one person in my class. No, she wasn't in my class. She was my senior. She now called me and said I should come. I should tell her the truth. That did I take the money? I said, why? She said that I was crying. That it's only guilty people that cry. I said, I was crying because I needed to go home, and it didn't make sense that all this was happening. I cried shege. So they now called me and said, why was I crying? I said I was crying because I needed to go home. First, my mom did not like the idea of me playing football at the time, and then you're not telling me that we could not go because somebody's money was missing. I was like, I needed to go home. Oh, that's everybody said coming to meet me that I was one that stole it. Why was I crying? I said, Egba me. I was crying because I needed to go home. Anyway, so eventually I think they found the money, or they found who stole it. I think it was the money they found. Or maybe the person that stole it returned it. I don't know. But I think they found the money. Anyways, that went. The craziest thing I think I did in GSS1 was the fact that I was always playing this game. So the game is like, I don't know, for Yoruba people, I don't know if you know Laka Laka, but no, I really don't know how to play that. But this particular one was kerosene. So it would be like kerosene, no matches, fire. Anyway, I was always playing that. And mind you, government schools, you cannot make your hair, right? So I was always on Skodo. They don't like me in that our house. They used to Skodo my hair. They would skin it. And my school uniform was one large pinafore and butterfly. And it was my grandma that made that school uniform for me. So, and I was so tall. I was short, right? My younger brother was 1 year old at the time. Yeah, keep this information in your right hand. I'll come back to it. Anyway, so it was this kerosene, no matches. So my mom had just bought a new pair of sandals for me. Very fine sandal like this. I remember how it looks. I don't know how to describe it, but maybe some way, somehow, later in life, I'll find that sandal so I can explain better to people. So this sandal, very new. This was my first day of wearing it to school. Public school is ghetto. Anyway, so this was my first day of wearing it to school. That's how I removed sandal, because this kerosene, no matches. You have to remove your sandals and socks. I removed my sandal not long after doing kerosene, no matches, and I wanted to go home. That's how I realized that my right leg was missing. Somebody had replaced my fine sandal, new sandal, with the same type of sandal, right leg, right foot. I'd replaced it with a much bigger one, same design, a much bigger one that was tattered. And I was like, what? I cried again. I've always been a cry baby, right? I cried shiggy like, who did this? I'm looking for my sandal. And that time, we're always speaking Yoruba, vernacular. I was looking for my sandal. I could not find it. It was very, very sad, yeah. I was just crying like, hey Joe, where is my sandal? The sandal was missing. that one, or just that one, was missing, and it was so sad. Like I cried, and then remember I said my younger brother was just 1 year old at the time, so my sister and I would take him to. So my older sister would back him, and I would carry his basket on my head to daycare, right? So the daycare was on the way to our school. So going to school, we take him. Coming back, we'll bring him back home. So it's my Skodo head. I was crying. I moved my bata, my sandal, the one that had been replaced because I could not wear it. It wasn't my size. I removed it, and I was walking with one leg that had the good sandal on, so I could not do anything. So I just carried my brother's basket on my head, and I cried home. My sister backed my brother in front of me. She was right in front of me, and I was behind her crying with basket on my skodod head and 1 foot of sandal missing. It was so sad. Remember that? I'll be like, what was I looking at? How did somebody just do that, replace that while I was there? It was so sad, right? Very, very sad. And I got home and I couldn't even explain myself. I was just crying like, what is this? Like, I've been cheated. The person that even took my sandal, it was not sizes. So why did you take my sandal? It was so sad, right? Like, it was so sad. That one went through. Another thing was, I had to lock GSS1, right? You had to lock your chair. You had to chain it. Your chair, your table, because you had to bring table from your houses, right? The school was not going to provide that for you. It was much later that things changed with government secondary schools. Government schools generally in Osun State, much later, that they now revamped the whole schooling system and all of that. But when I was there, when I was in GSS1, it was ghetto, really. Our schools were not good. It wasn't nice. And then, as I was about to enter GSS2, of course, I failed very well in GSS1. So before the end of the term, my aunt had told. So my aunt's children went to the primary school of the secondary school I eventually went. So my aunt now told my mom that school, that our children's school was starting a secondary school, and that they were looking for students that should come and write exam, yada yada yada. I think I had not even written exam that time, but they said that they wanted to do summer lesson. So it was like, okay. My mom was still saying that, okay, that maybe if I go for the summer lesson and I pass the exam, that I was going to switch to that school, because obviously my life was going to my life was doing anyhow in that school that I was in. I'm not joking. My life was doing anyhow, and honestly, I made a lot of friends. Sadly, I don't know where anybody is. I only recently met my classmates in GSS1. I met her last year. She did not know me at the time. She did not even remember me. But I knew who she was, and I told her that, oh yeah, I know you from this school. And she was like, oh yeah, true. She doesn't remember me anyway. I said, no problems, but I remember you. So that's how I went to I went to do summer lesson in a private school. That was where I graduated secondary school. So this school, private school, of course, summer lesson. If you see the way I was shamed, I was really good. My English was bad. Sorry, my English was very, very bad. If I look at myself now, the way that I'm always like, why is this person talking like this? I'll be like, my English was very bad. I remember during summer lesson, after that school traumatic experience in GSS1, because I'll say it was traumatic because no child should go through that. So after all of that, I now went to do summer lesson in this school that I was going to do continue schooling, right? Summer lesson is tutorial that you do after the end of an academic year, preparing you for the next academic year. Really, we ask me, I think summer lessons are scam, because you teach them the same thing again when they resume school. So what's the point? what's the point? At that time, summer lessons were really cheap. Unlike now that summer lesson is not like the same amount as school fees. Summer lesson of how many months? I think 1 month or so. It's not very expensive. Anyway, so I had summer lesson in this school, and I remember the proprietress had come. No, yeah, was it the proprietress? Yeah, it was the proprietress that came to. Then I was in GSS2. Remember, the school was just starting, and there was only GSS1 and GSS2. So the proprietress came to the class and asked for one particular girl that also came from another school to come and do summer lesson. Right? The girl did not do GSS2 in that school anyway. And then the girl's house was very close to this school. And the proprietress had asked, I remember her name, is Dele. The proprietress had asked her, where is Dele? And because, forward march, I said she go and take peso. This woman ridiculed me. She said, God. That day, I will never forget that day. I will never ever forget that day. She ridiculed me. She made jest of me. That I was coming from public school, I should not come and influence children that were coming from private schools, or that I should not teach them bad English. Yada 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 yada. She ridiculed me. I would never ever forget that day. She ridiculed me. She made jest of me. Everybody laughed at me. That time, things used to pain me. I did the entrance exam, and strangely, I smashed the common entrance exam into that school. And my mom was like, okay, that I'll start going to the school. I was very happy. I was very, very happy. The school uniform was very lovely. It was different from St. James. See, that's St. James. Imagine students from different schools fighting. Public schools. It was crazy. There used to be riots everywhere. Cultism in secondary schools. It was very, very crazy. Schools were always... There was this rivalry. So they would say that, this school and this school are fighting. And all the students will come out and fight. They will go and attack those students. Secondary school students. They will attack those students. It was a total mess. Honestly, I pity a lot of people that did not do well in that system, because the new administration that came and changed a lot of things about public schools in Osun State came in 2010, and that was a year to when I was going to leave secondary school. Can you imagine what a lot of people had gone through, how a lot of people's lives had spoiled in public schools, right? I pity a lot of people. I don't know where many people are. I also met one of my classmates, when I was going to serve when I was going for NYSC. She also came for screening. She had gone ahead to go to FUTA, and I was glad that, okay, thank God that, and that was the only person at the time that I saw, and I asked her, how about this person? And I remember there was this person that was also my classmate, and before I finished secondary school, in another school year, she had gone ahead to give birth to about 3 children before we finished secondary school. Because I know this because I used to see her at the junction of my house. That was where her dad's house was. So as I was saying, and I went to a private school. I smashed the common entrance, and that's how the proprietress started respecting me. So not she liked me. She didn't really still believe in me like that. It was my principal that actually believed in me, and some of my teachers, right? And that's why I always respect my principal till tomorrow. Shout out to you, Mr. Karim. Thank you for everything that you did. Everything that you did. Big shout out to you. A lot of people that went to this school, they will know Mr. Karim. Mr. Karim has his own school now. They will know him. They know that. No. When they say teacher, no, he was a teacher. He was a good teacher. I remember one time, I think it was GSS1. I was going to go SS1. I was going to go on TV to go and do Ewi. And my Yoruba teacher was prepping me. Mr. Olusonya, God bless you wherever you are too. My principal came and said, can't you say this thing offhand? I said no, that it was a lot. It was 5 pages of foolscap sheet. And I said I could not. He said it's a lie. That he knows me very well, and he knew that I could do it. In his words, he said, this one can cram human being. Imagine being in GSS1 and you're calling half of your classmates and see border. Because they are old people. I'm not even going to say that the teachers were not good enough, but GSS 1A alone was like a hall. So we're like so many. I don't think I'll be overemphasizing it, overstating it if I say we were more than 300 in GSS 1A, because the class was like large to the back. I sat in front, but I did not understand anything. I did not understand anything. I remember that it was this GSS 1 that someone had fought somebody. I beat the person to pulp. I'm not even kidding. When I say they will say that when people say I'm not lying, I'm not even kidding, that they are lying. I'm not lying, no. I am not lying. So I beat this person to pulp, and I remember her dad coming to our house at the time, came to knock on our house door. Ekason, I'm barely doing. I was like, gang. It was an elderly man's voice, but that was not the first time something like that was happening, right? So when that happened, when I heard Ekason means good afternoon, I knew that it was over. And that day, my mom beats. She beats. My mom beats. She gay in my body. I will never forget. And this was 2005. See, my GSS 1 was 2005 and 2006. Really, I thank God for my life. A lot of Hausa children were in my class, and then they tried to teach me some Hausa, like Zokisi Abinchi, and then other things. There was this person that said she had gone to Ghana in our class too. She tried to teach us some Ghanaian language, but I don't know if till tomorrow, honestly, I don't know if she was lying or if it was true. But I'm going to teach you people too. Ghanaians in the house, if I'm wrong, please help me. Don't insult me. Don't come for me. It's what they told me in GSS 1 that I'm coming to tell people now. And I honestly don't remember the meanings that this person gave. So this person said, Kashikorobo walum kiki wakawansha okomide me. And then there was one. There were 5 things she taught us. I don't remember. Kashikorobo walum kiki wakawansha okomide. I don't know. And you know, I said I used to fight a lot, Abby. Let me tell you what actually humbled me, that stopped me from fighting. One of my juniors in secondary school, she was in GSS 1. In that private school that I went to. She left eventually. This girl was always rude. I remember I was going to my aunt's shop, and I think she was going to their own house too. And coincidentally, her house was on the way to my aunt's shop. And then we got to a place called... Okay, so for people that actually know Oshogbo well, I remember the name of the shopping complex opposite this place that this thing I'm about to say happened. It's called Alatishi Shopping Complex. So I remember this girl, she had tried to insult me and all of that. And you know, I had left public school. I was a good girl now. This girl was trying me, right? And I couldn't take it. And this day, I was ready to fight. I was certain I was going to beat this girl. As I was trying to remove my bag, I remember I was like this. I was trying to take off my bag to actually fight, to show this girl who I was. Before I could say Jack Robinson, this girl had landed one very heavy blow on my right eye. And she ran for like 5 minutes. I thought I had lost my eye. I could not see. It was in paku. I will never ever forget that experience. This thing is not wingy. Well, let it be. I could not see for like 5 minutes. She had run, she had obviously got into her house, and I was still there, struggling. I got myself back. By the time I saw everything that was going on, I felt defeated. The way I felt that time, I don't think I have felt that way since. I felt disgraced. Imagine. It was not like the case of David and Goliath. She was the David in this case, I was the Goliath. Oh, that blow landed and it entered. And yeah, I did not see. And that was like the end of fighting for me. Ever. So that's it with the GSS 1 gist. The second. So that's the end of my story, my GSS1 experience. It was a very fantastic one. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you enjoyed it. By the way, how do I look? Do you like my look? Tell me what you like about my look. Thank you so much for sticking. Please, I'm going to enter you people's DM with this link. Share it. As it's entering your DM, share. Please. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye. Mwah.